What's going on, everyone? So, Terrifier 3 and its new trailer, and kind of all of its advertisement and posters and pictures and stuff that it is showing, is all just Christmas themed. You see Art the Clown dressed up as Santa, and it's just giving a real Christmas vibe. And the reason I'm talking about this in a Scream video is because the more that I watch and see this, the more I'm like, they really need to make a Christmas style Scream film. Right? Like, I just want it. Give me the snow. Give me the contrast with blood and snow and that red and white themes and Ghostface. You know, you could have like a scene with like a snowstorm and Ghostface's mask is kind of blending in or hiding in this like, snowman or something. Like, there's so many cool things that you could do with that, right? And here's the other thing. Scream 7 is supposed to start beginning filming in the December time, right? So they're going to be in the heart of, Christmas themes. The one kind of issue is supposedly this film is supposed to be very Sydney focused. It's about to be her and her family, and it's also supposed to be set in Seattle where Sydney lives, right? It's the whole point. That's the whole plot idea for this, that it's Sydney focused. Sydney, we know, is living in Seattle. Ghostface is going to Seattle to take out Sydney. Now, it snows in Seattle, but not like to the level of which you would want it to really get that like deep, somebody running and sprinting through the snow and it's just like up to their knees or whatever. Like, no, right? Like you need it. But here's the other thing. Here is kind of my idea. So come walk with me for a moment, right? So you have this set up. It's Christmas time, right? You have Ghostface, maybe even dressed up in a Santa costume to take out somebody early on in the beginning. Maybe they're decorating the Christmas tree, like you're really getting across and establishing this whole Christmas vibe. Boom, perfect, love it, let's go, right? Ghostface ends up tracking down Sydney and the family. Sydney is threatened or feels like, like Ghostface is here or Ghostface is coming type thing, right? Maybe it's like one of her neighbors or something, right? Maybe it's not her directly, but point is, something makes Sydney go, I need to get Mark and the family and the kids out of here, right? Like, we got to get out of here because I'm not going to put my children and Mark and everyone in jeopardy, right? Also, worth noting, Sidney Prescott is supposed to be heavily in this film, but Mark and her children aren't. Again, it's all rumor. Take it with a grain of salt. We don't know that for certain until we actually see the film, but word going around is that Sydney is, yes, front and center, but Mark and the kids are kind of just little, almost cameos in a way, right? Or, have very limited roles. So how do you make that make sense, right? How do you have them come in? Well, Sydney is Sydney, right? She's Sidney Prescott. She's always prepared. She always has the safeguard. She's gone through this so many times. You don't think that she has been expecting Ghostface to come at some point, right? And having preparations for if Ghostface ever does? Of course she has. Well, what about a cabin in the woods idea? Right? You got to imagine that Sidney Prescott's going to have a safe house. You got to imagine that Sydney's going to have kind of an escape plan and somewhere where she can go and take the kids if a Ghostface was ever to show up. She's not just going to stay at the house because, she's not going to risk her family. But if she has this cabin that no one knows about other than like her and Mark, right? She's got this safe house. They go off to the cabin, right? Mark and the kids are good. Sydney, like, no, they're tracking me. They're after me. If I stay here, they're going to track us. And then we're all in danger again. Let me go. Let me get out of here. Let me go take on Ghostface. I'll be back type thing, right? Boom. So Mark and the kids are just chilling, vibing in their new cabin, right? Cabin nice in the woods. maybe in elevation, maybe it's not even in the same state, maybe it's somewhere else, right? Where there is more snow and it is more heavy. And you could have something like that, right? Like, because you got to imagine, like, the safe house is probably not going to be down the block, right? Like, safe house is probably going to be a good distance to where, it's not easy to find. It's probably isolated somewhere, right? It's probably in somebody else's name and all that, right? So, I'd imagine that Sydney would kind of go through the channels necessary in order to pull something like this off. Okay, perfect. Let's go, right? So, keep walking. Keep walking with me here, right? So, you have Mark and the kids explained, out of the way. Everything's good. Everything's fine, right? For them, for now, right? It's a horror movie, so eventually things aren't going to be fine. But for now, everything's fine. You can kind of go with the Gail and Sydney story. You kind of, go through all that, navigate all that. And then towards the end, boom, something happens. Maybe Mark's on the phone or Ghostface with all the kids tied up and stuff, right? Maybe the nanny is with Mark and them, right? Maybe it's something like that. And maybe you have this awesome, like, what if you had the nanny with Mark and the kids to, like, help Mark out, right? Or she feels like she's in jeopardy or something like that, right? And then, the nanny goes outside to, like, go get something or whatever, and then Ghostface shows up. And now you have her just running through the woods because Ghostface is standing there. Or maybe it's multiple Ghostface. She can't go to the cabin, so she just takes off running, screaming. But you got this snowstorm, right? So she's screaming, but Mark and the kids, they don't hear it. They just think, she just went to go get something. Maybe there's like a little shed or something. Yeah, she just went to go grab something from the shed. It's fine. She's running for her life. She's screaming. She's, please, somebody help me, right? Ends up Ghostface stalking her, right? She's hiding behind trees and stuff. Maybe like at the trees she's hiding, boom, a knife just hits right next to her head. So she's freaking out. She's running again. And then Ghostface, just like another Ghostface, maybe in like a white, what about like a white gown, right? Because that was what they wanted to do originally. It's like, what if Ghostface is in like a white gown as like a callback to the original, right? The original idea, white little, suit, for lack of, I'm blanking on the name, but you get what I'm saying, like the little costume, right? Boom, white mask. You see it emerge through the snow, and then boom, just gets her. Like, let's go, right? Like, come on, give me that cabin in the woods theme. You could have some epic scenes. Sydney's like trekking through the snow. Maybe like a tree is falling or something. So Sydney can't drive the car up there. So she's like walking through the snow with her gat ready to take on Ghostface. Like, man, give me those vibes, right? Like, tell me that wouldn't be fun. Tell me that wouldn't be a great kind of idea and storyline, right? Like, yeah, it's something we need. We haven't had that setting. We haven't had that kind of, feel and ambiance, right? Like, I want something that's just, give me something good. Give me something. Just imagine the contrast with just the snow and the blood and all those aesthetics, especially with Ghostface, with the white mask and black costume, right? Like, you could really kind of have this like fun film, in my opinion, and just have really cool colorways and just all that, right? But I don't know. I'm all for it. I want it. I'd love to see kind of a Christmas style Scream film. But do you feel the same way? Because as always, this is a discussion. Pass question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. How do you feel? What are your thoughts? Do you like the idea? Do you think, yes, we need snow? Let it snow. Right? We need snow. You have an easy setup to do that with Sydney and the kids, right? Drop them off, put them in a cabin somewhere. I'm just trying to explain based on the information we have right now. The information we have right now is that, like, Mark and the kids are sounds like they're going to go into hiding, and then that's that. And, they'll probably pop up towards the end of the film. You got to imagine that wherever they're hiding is probably where the end of the film and the showdown and all that stuff is probably going to be. That's my guess. So why not do a cabin in the woods with the snow You know, have like a little chimney, they're lighting a fire, chimney's coming up. Like there's just so many aesthetics that you could do. It'd just be so cool. Give me that. Um, I think it'd be fun. But do you feel that way? Do you think like, nah, just keep it simple, keep it what it's always been, keep it in the city, let's do it in Seattle. It's a different setting. It's not New York or Hollywood or Woodsboro. It's again a new location, a new setting. You okay with that? How do you feel? Whatever your thoughts are, love to hear it. So let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. So I enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe to the channel. What are you doing? Hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.